Observation ward, huh? Observation. Fuck it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, I can't look back. I can't look or move back. Fuck you. Fuck it. What the fuck? I don't have, actually that's not true actually. I don't have any really bad mental illnesses, but I'm curious if they actually go like this. And when I said, you know, oh, actually I do, I have ADHD. As far as I know, that counts as a mental illness. Of course, that's nothing on a level like this shit. Hey, what? This observation room ward is a really weird place.
One day I turned off the light, but it didn't go dark. It was a limitless immensity, a blinding, merciless light. I was 16 years old, and I was afraid, always afraid, a fear that wore me down. I needed help, but I couldn't speak. I was terrified of everything, even thinking. They said they were taking me to a place where the fear would go away, where I would get better. I stopped living in there. They dragged me away and stripped off all my clothes, everything. I tried to explain what was going on in my head. They tied me to the bed for days. I was alone with my nightmares. It wasn't fear anymore. It was madness. And when you're mad, you cease to exist.
Holy shit. Let's see, how accurate is this?
She was my only hope in this hell. I was descending down, down among the damned. But that woman and her smile kept me alive.
The woman you consider to be your mother? And that's the observation ward. So that is pretty realistic, although I've actually seen worse. So here's what I've seen as far as these insane asylums go. Chapter 3. So it is kind of like that. Actually, it's very much like that. But I've seen even worse. So like, you would have this must have been a smaller institution because you'd have a huge room with just rows and rows of these, little beds like this, where people are in fact strapped or, bound to the bed in one way or another. But like, not even just that, you'd have people who were, you'd have people who were like, in the fetal position against the wall. You'd have people who were just on the ground, and not everybody who was on the ground was even alive anymore. Like you'd have a guy like on strapped to a bed, on each side of him is another patient. One patient is basically dead, the other one is actually dead. And you'd have like, all sorts of shit, dude. Like people would like shit themselves on these beds and just sit there in their own filth. And that was rampant. Like, so the general concept of like the mental part of it that she was describing is pretty accurate, but like, dude, it got worse. Like these areas were pestiferous as hell, dude. People would get sick physically just from the conditions they were being kept in, dude. Like they would keep you strapped to a bed and just feed you bullshit, basically. Um, you didn't have a bathroom or anything like that. You were trapped in there with a bunch of other fuckers who were all insane, but they were insane because they were in there most likely. Um, and you just piss and shit yourself on your bed, and then you're just in there with everybody else, nothing to do but look at other fuckers who are just as fucked up as you are because of how fucked everything is. It was not pretty, dude. Like, and it gets so bad that like there are people where they were bound to these beds and shit, lying down for so long that their leg muscles atrophied. In case you're unaware of what that means, your muscles have a use it or lose it mentality to them. If you don't stand and walk around and shit like that, then your body will stop caring about walking. Seriously. Um, in fact, that happened to a person I know. There's a person I know, or used to know. She's actually dead now. But there was a person I used to know, old age. There's a person I used to know, old woman, where the last 15 years of her life, she spent almost entirely on her bed. But it's because she didn't do anything. She just like watched TV and shit. She was a retired old woman. Um, and towards the end of her life, like the last 3 years of her life, she couldn't stand for more than maybe 3 minutes at a time. Straight up, she couldn't do it. Her legs couldn't support her for that long. So just giving you a bigger idea of how fucked this shit was. Volterra Psych. I'm gonna look this shit up. Volterra. I don't. This may not be the actual name of the institution, but I'm gonna look it up. Psychiatric hospital. T. Renee. Paternity unknown. Place of birth. That 17. The patient is transferred from temporary asylum in the ward to the quiet ward. So the quiet ward is the next place to go. Okay, so this whole game. So this game isn't even a game. Let me explain. So I feel like this game doesn't have an actual point to it, as in like it doesn't have its own plot. What this game is like this game is taking you on a tour through Rhaenyra's life up until she died in order to showcase the bullshit that insane asylums had back in the day. That's my prediction. Now, that being said, though, I am still on board because this is a topic that fascinates me.
The door is locked from the outside. Here,
Figures
the
it would be.
doors can only be locked and unlocked from the outside.
I figured so. I like that game. So now where's the quiet word, though? Charlotte. Oh. So every once in a while you do get to play. See, can you imagine being surrounded by these sad fucks all day, every day? And this is what it was like too. This isn't exaggerating. In fact, in some cases, it was worse than this. Imagine the mental turmoil this shit would put you through, day after day. Oh, I can't go over here. Oh, it's a straight shot to the, gotcha.
He laughed, panted, and slobbered all over me. It hurt me when he touched me. I thought I'd suddenly split open with a loud crack, and I would
Yep.
be shattered into pieces. I felt fragile, sick, dirty, degraded. All I could do was clutch Charlotte tightly while Renee obeyed. He was the master in the realm of light. I was being consumed by the evil act I had committed. I threw up and could feel hell getting closer and closer. Those tests the doctors did to me. They said there was something growing inside, and they wanted to drag it out of me.
Yep. They did touch on it. You know, about the patients literally getting fucked. Yeah. How many chapters are in this game? Oh, snap. Wait, so in five, so it's what, 10 chapters in this game? That's it? Huh. Dude, I'm like halfway done with this shit already. Fuck. Yeah. Yep, that's what they would do too. They would fuck the patients because they could, and then most of the time they'd abort them. Speaking of abortions. This shit's fucked, man. How is they around here? You know, I I think I think this might be the most educational game I've done. Um, I really do, because I feel like this, um, half this whole thing is gonna be about me talking about the atrocities that were committed and shit like this. It's actually gonna be pretty
She
educational.
stayed with Renee during those terrible medical examinations, and that gave her the strength to survive.
meaning Charlotte.
They went to the gynecology ward on the upper floor.
Thank you. And I assume this is a women's only psychiatric facility, which means that this kind of shit happened a lot. Gynecology ward, huh? Where exactly is the gynecology ward? Looks like gynecology to me. Can I get in there? Thank you. Yeah, so this this will be like a almost purely educational playthrough, but it's something educational on something so fucked up. So why, and by the way, so why do I know as much about this shit as I do? Because I did research into it and I wrote a paper on it. That's why. Uh, I don't even want to look at that.
August 21st, 1938. Confidential. Dear A, I know what you think about these things, so I'm referring a patient to you, Renee T. This wretched girl got out of control and caused trouble in the grounds. She's almost 3 months pregnant. The nurses should be more alert. I'm examining the girl on the 28th. I'll handle things very carefully, don't worry. We don't want to make matters worse. Then they said that Renee was crazy, and that the illness was all in her head. Careful, little girl, careful. I was scared, and I didn't talk to anyone about the illness. Only her. Not even the other doctor. He never touched Renee. He just wrote things down. You can tell me everything. Don't be afraid, he said. Everything's going to be fine. Do you want to know what I am writing? I note down what I observe in you, everything I see. He didn't hate Renee. He tried to help her, but he rarely examined her in those small surgeries.
Still fucked up regardless. Chapter 5. See, look at that. Already on chapter 5. 6. Let's see. So 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So this game has like 8 chapters in it ish.
The doctor who wrote things down was in Surgery C.
Surgery C, huh? Here we go. Renee T.
March 12th, 1938. Renee T., 16 years old. Menstruation at age 12. Housewife. Father unknown. Mother a seamstress. Admitted in observation yesterday morning from Pontedera, accompanied by a police officer authorized by the examining magistrate of the Court of Pisa to be admitted for a psychiatric evaluation, which I have carried out. Medical certificate. Mental illness preceded by warning signs. Has suffered from depression for a year, believing she had tuberculosis. Food deprivation. We can't read this document. It is forbidden. We mustn't. If they find out, there will be trouble.
What? I'm hesitant to do this one because I don't know if she knows she's Renee. I don't know if they'll do anything to her psyche. Let's see though. Don't be scared, nothing will happen to you. I don't know that, so I'm not gonna say it. That's usually we should read it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this one.
Have you ever wondered who you are? Yes, of course you've wondered. Will you help me to understand? To escape this dazzling light inside me that stops me from seeing?
What?
She is frightened, hears noises and ghosts, presents serious signs of anxiety psychosis, suffers from hallucinations. She is anxious, confused, her expression is distressed, a questioning look as if terrified, disoriented. She feels confused, hears voices shouting in her head. She doesn't understand things properly. She has been feeling unwell for 2 or 3 months. When questioned, she replies, "My mother wants to hurt me. I'm always scared of her. She chases me." "Why are you here?" "I argued with my mother and was so upset that I felt like my head was spinning. There was a woman there who wanted to force me into a life of prostitution. They wanted to condemn me to be burned at the stake. Children whispered, called my name." March 16th. She couldn't sleep last night. They wanted to condemn her to be burned at the stake. April 4th. Transferred to the calm ward, still under my supervision. "Yes, that's true. The ward where Amara was. Yes, the stake. The children wanted to burn Renee. She had to pay for what she'd done, like witches at the stake."
So here's the thing. I feel like it'd be interesting to find out what she's done. But at the same time, I feel like the whole point of this is to get her away from this kind of shit. So
I didn't know what reality was. I never did. I've known many different realities, maybe too many. When you move, everything changes its appearance and meaning.
I don't know what those mean.
I have no points of reference. We'll just have to keep looking. April 21st. She's more awake this morning and is responding to questions, complains of headaches. She became agitated when she found out her mother was there. She says that one day, many years earlier, she was with a friend of hers and met a man who made her get into a car and took her for a ride. He made her smoke cigarettes and drink liquor, and the man showed her certain things. He tried to hurt her and made her go crazy. She says he promised to marry her and made her swear to keep what had happened a secret. These facts were essentially confirmed by her mother. After that, she became arrogant, impatient, and hostile towards her family, especially her mother. She started taking off her clothes in public. Her moods would swing from laughter to tears. She rants. She pleasures herself. "It's not true. Renee hostile? It's all made up. They wanted to make her into something she wasn't, and then certain things would have been forgotten. Renee was the bad girl. Maybe I'm starting to understand. That's enough of reading these lies. Let's look for Amara."
Huh. I find that interesting that we know what's going on, but we still get the patient's perspective on the matter. Really, I find that interesting. Because we know what's going on. At least I do. When the dude, when the big dude raped her, she uh, she justified. Well, she played a scenario in her head that wasn't exactly correct. But it was reminiscent of what she knew about, and that's what she told the doctors. And it also put her in a habit of into a habit of normalcy to a degree. And this is very interesting, honestly, very interesting.
The grounds at the back of the hospital, and then down to the kitchens.
So I got to go back to the first floor, huh? All right. Well, unfortunately, I don't have time for much more of this. So, all right. So real quick, I want to elaborate on something I was talking about earlier, as far as being admitted to, and getting out of these insane asylums. Um, actually, first things first. So this insane asylum this game takes place in is based on a real insane asylum. I decided to look it up. It's based on a real one. Um, and apparently it was known for its brutality. That's about that's about all the information you can really find though with just a quick Google search. But as far as being admitted though, it wasn't even okay. So there was a prerequisite. Well, like I said, it took a one or two doctor signatures to get you in this one of these places back in the day in real life. Um, the prerequisite for getting into one of these damn places was being insane. Here's the thing, though, is that you could be insane for just about any reason, like straight up. Like if you could be some homeless guy, and let's say you're loitering on somebody's property because you're a homeless guy, they can say, "Hey, this guy is insane," and then they'll get a doctor. The doctor will be like, "You know what? I think he's insane," and then they'll put you in here, right? Like any misfit motherfucker like that will be put into a fucking place like this. Like if you've ever seen the show Game of Thrones, it's like the Night's Watch because I've seen that show. Um, and even more than that, like there were like again, it was almost like it was a place for the poor, really. Like if you were poor, basically your life could be totally fucked in an instant. It was ridiculous. And this game takes place in a women's hospital too. Seems like asylum. Women was even worse. Like, if you were a woman with an opinion, like about pretty much anything, you spout your own opinion, and the doctors would straight up say, like your husband could snitch on you, be like, "Hey, my wife has an opinion of her own. Holy shit." And the doctors would be like, "Holy shit, she does. Oh my God, she must be insane." And they'd fucking put a woman in here in a place like this just for just for thinking for herself. So you can see how fucked it is for women back in this time too. Like people were thrown in these places and declared to be insane for basically no reason. And to get out was okay. I mentioned earlier it took 5 or 6 doctor signatures, and that's true. Here's the thing though, and I just forgot to mention this the first time. That really only applies for the 20th century. For the 19th century, now there was an incident. I forget what the incident was. I'm not going to look it up to be cheaty, but I forget what the incident was. Lapse in my memory. But there was an incident that changes. But in the 19th century, it was pretty much believed that once you were insane, that fuck it, you're insane. That's it. And it got really popular, and so these hospitals would start, you know, these asylums would start, going 200% over their 100% capacity, right? Like if they could fit 1,000 people in an asylum max capacity, they'd put 5,000 people up in these bitches. That's the reason why earlier when in the observation room when I said there'd be people on the fucking floor dead, that right that reason being because there'd be so many fucking patients that they didn't have anywhere to put them, so they put them on the ground, and they'd have so many of them that oftentimes they would lose track of them, or they wouldn't even have enough personnel. There'd be patients who weren't even cared for because they weren't even like on a clipboard, if you get what I'm saying. And so if they died, nobody even knew until like however long later. So you can see how bad of a place it was. And so now it was around the turn of the 20th century. I forget what happened, but for whatever reason, there was a discovery that it could potentially be the case where certain mental illnesses, at least, could go into remission and could end up improving, right? Like they could be ameliorated with certain techniques. And so after that, that's when people were like, you know what, maybe we should start letting people out of these asylums. You know, maybe they can actually get better. And but you know, good luck with that one because, like I said, 5 or 6 signatures. And if you're up in this bitch for like a long enough time, you will go actually insane. And then good luck getting those signatures anyway. It was just, these places was a death sentence. Not nice places to be. At the grounds to the back of the hospital and then down to the kitchens. Oh, okay, that door's open now. Ooh.
This is the road we used to take.
I could imagine this place back in the day.
If it weren't for her. In the grounds on that bench in spring. So many days. It was an escape, watching nature around us as she talked and smiled. And then there were the kitchens. Sometimes we stole food and ran back to the bench to eat it in secret, and we laughed.
The mother figure.
She did things to me. Sometimes she touched me. In the shower, I felt her body against mine for the first time. It was a shiver that warmed my soul. Eyes closed, the light slipped away.
What's more, you have to be curious to stop saying, you gotta be curious if that woman was actually even a lesbian too.
She wasn't in the system. He wouldn't let her in.
Yeah, see.
That's it. She must be the key to my memories, to the reasons why.
Why what? I assume I fucked that up. Chapter 6 already? How many? Damn. The park. Wait, what? What are there 2 chapter 6s? Maybe there are 2 chapter 6s. I don't know. Yeah, you gotta wonder though, like, here's why I say that. Because this type of asylum, first off, you'd go literally insane just from being here. But secondly, this is the type of place where, like, you don't exactly have love from anybody. Like, like being here for long enough years, dude, like, if you find somebody you're actually comfortable with, even if you're straight, even if they're the same sex, you might say fuck it and just get physically intimate with them anyway. At the very least, you might if you get horny, you might be like, fuck it. You know what, man? I ain't gay, but you know what, man? After all these years, fuck it. I'll take a dick up my ass. Honestly. Have I ever been in a situation like that? No. But hopefully I never am. Let me get. Oh, this wasn't our. Oh, you're looking for exactly where you guys would chill. Gotcha. Recognize it, that's for sure. I mean, I don't really see how you can recognize it.
Nature helped me to forget, to escape from the system.
I mean, all these benches look alike. Unless you guys had some extra super secret one. Oh, by the way, the real hospital of this place, I believe, was closed in the 1970s.
Scent of spring. The land of light was far away, and we spent the days chatting on the stone benches.
These benches were stone even when you guys were here? My God, how uncomfortable. But actually, recently, in the last few years, it reopened. Not into an insane asylum, of course, into a legitimate psychiatric hospital. So what, did somebody else fuck you in this greenhouse too? Renee must have been an attractive girl, dude. Well, then again, she's insane, so maybe I don't know. Seems like a lot of people had their way with her. That's a fucked thing to say, but it's just the truth.
Come on. Come on, let's look everywhere. She must be here, I'm certain.
Hopefully. I'm not seeing anywhere else. So this is the kitchen.
Let's look for Amara in the kitchens in the basement of the building, behind the greenhouse.
Already here. But why would Amara be here? I doubt we're gonna find anybody here. Just state.
Keep looking. We mustn't give up.
Well, where the hell else would she be?
We can't stay in here too long. They'll find us. When they found us... Come on, hurry. We've got to find her quickly.
Well, I don't know where the fuck she is.
We've got to get out of here. They'll find us. But not now. Not yet. Amara's not here. Maybe she's in the showers. We can find her there. The water was often cold. When it was cold, we ran away. But when it was hot, then she came to Renee under that cruel white light. I can still feel the shivers her body gave me. Everything must return to how it was. If we recreate that magic, she'll come to us. We have to turn the water on in the showers and switch the boiler on. All the plumbing systems were in the kitchen area.
So a puzzle.
Now we have water. We must switch the boiler on. Now we have water. We must switch the boiler on.
Close that. Ah. ×2. Ah. Switch it for... Already did that. 4, what the fuck is that? 5. What the fuck is that, though? Oh, there we go.
Now everything is ready. We can go to the bathrooms. We can go along that narrow corridor in the kitchens. We'll meet her in the showers, yes.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, this is a narrow corridor. Dude, this place is fucking creepy, man. Where exactly are the showers? Oh, calm woman. Oh, fucking thank you. Jesus Christ. To the calm ward. I don't know exactly where every fucking thing is in this game yet. Jesus Christ. I haven't played this game for that fucking long.
Everything's ready. Let's get undressed and leave our clothes on the hooks in the changing rooms.
Alright, fuck.
Let's turn the water on now, and everything will be as before.
Jesus Christ! Fuck! Oh, let's get in line. I gotta say, having the button be there to turn on the water was fucking stupid. Then again, I'm assuming that's how it actually was in the asylum, but... What's up, girls? You know, I don't think I've ever played a game with this many naked women in it before. What's up, girl? How you doing? What's up, girls? The one and only. Why are you so special that you get your own thing? I can't help but notice you're touching yourself.
Amara was everything I could have been, but she no longer existed. I'd have loved to erase everything I did, but instead I always went ahead and did it again. It was my fault, and she disappeared from my life. They gave you injections there, which made your body and soul tremble violently. A whirlwind of anguish and unbearable pain. I lived in terror of the next time. They had taken me upstairs to that ward where no one wanted to go.
Which war would that be? These chapters are very short. Nah, but dude, that's double fuck too. Honestly. Cause that's like lesbian shit. And being in an asylum in the 19th century or 20th century with lesbian shit, dude, in an asylum, that's more than fucked. You're in the same place. Yep. Yep, exactly what I was talking about. List of female deviant contact whose treatment requires so special. Yep, exactly what I was just saying. Onanism, masturbation, homosexual. Yep, that's exactly what I. That's exactly what I was just talking about. The fact that it was lesbian shit makes it double fucked.